Hello, everybody. This is Catholic Dad, episode number 60. Please like or subscribe if you enjoy the content of these videos. Episode 60 is Sometimes when you claim racism, you are the racist. And I wanted to relate a story of my life, kind of an anecdotal story about when somebody claimed racism to me, and kind of flip it around and make everybody think about it in the other avenue. And, whenever there's racism, there's perception and then there's reality. Sometimes the perception of racism is completely wrong and the reality is just the opposite. So I was a medical student, and I was on rotation with another medical student, and we had a lot of rotations together. It was a beautiful young African-American woman, and after many, many rotations of, and we'll call her Sally for this video, after many, many, many rotations together, we developed a good friendship. We were always on rotation together. We'd occasionally see each other's patients for each other when we had something to do, attend a class, or something else like that. And one day, she went in and saw one of my patients, Mr. Smith, we'll call him. And she comes out of the room and she's kind of doting and she's upset and she's annoyed. And I said, "Hey, Sally, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, nothing, nothing." I said, "No, really, what's going on? I'm just curious." And she's like, "Oh, nothing. I'm not talking. I don't want to tell you." And I'm like, "No, hey, seriously, what's going on? We're friends. We've been on rotation for many different rotations. I consider you a friend, and so if you need help, just holler. I kind of want to know what's on your mind." And she was really upset. You could see she was about to cry. And she said to me, and she's like, "I'm not telling you." And so I walk away, and she's like, "You really want to know?" And I said, "Yeah, I do want to know." And she said, "Mr. Smith, you know what he did?" And I said, "What did he do?" And she said, "He asked me for a sandwich." And I said, "Well, did you get him a sandwich?" She said, "No, I didn't get him a sandwich." I said, "Well, why didn't you get him a sandwich?" And she said, well, why would I get him a sandwich? I'm a medical student." And I said, "Well, I would have gotten him a sandwich." She said, "Listen, do you know why he asked me for a sandwich?" And I said, "Well, why did he?" And she said, "He asked me for a sandwich because I'm a black woman. He thought I was part of the staff. He didn't realize I was a medical student." And so she was mad about this. And actually, I must say, it wasn't right after she came out of the room. I remember she was kind of angry for a couple hours before she actually told me the answer. But then I thought, and I'm like, wrong. You were wrong about that. And I know you're wrong about that. And she's like, "He'd never ask you for a sandwich." And I said, "Do you want to know why he asked you for a sandwich?" And she said, "Yeah, it's because I'm a woman of color." And I said, "No, it's not. It's not." And she's like, "Oh, yeah, then why?" And I said, "Oh, well, I'll tell you why. Because every one of my patients, when I go into them, I introduce myself and I say, 'Hello, my name's Catholic Dad. I'm a third-year medical student. Thanks for letting me follow you today, and I'd really like to learn from your case.'" And then we'd have conversation, and I always offer, and I always say, "In exchange for allowing me to learn from you, I'm here to serve you. If you ever need to get up and go to the bathroom, if you ever need to use the bedpan, be wiped off, if you ever need food or drink, I'll get you a sandwich, I'll go to the cafeteria for you, I'll go to the snack shop, whatever you want. I'm here for you because you're doing a great service to me to helping me learn, and maybe we can become friends. I'll come and even talk to you. We'll just hang out together." And she said to me, "You really offer to get them food?" I'm like, "Yeah, why wouldn't you offer to get them food?" And well, anyway, so I said to her, and I was a little bit peeved at this point in time, and I said, "You weren't upset that he treated you like a woman of color. You were upset because he treated you like a white man. Because he treated her exactly like he would have treated me. Because all my patients always took me up on it. They always, I walked in the room and they say, 'Hey, Catholic Dad, can you get me a sandwich?' 'Yeah, I'll be right back. Good job,' or 'Hey, Catholic.'" And I told her, I said, who do you really think you are? There's a sick man who's potentially dying and he's hungry, and he asks you for a sandwich and you say no, right? I said, I don't care if the chief of like neurosurgery or the head of neurosurgery comes in. If he's asked for a sandwich, he better go get that sick man a sandwich, because somebody who's sick, you better feed him. Like, that's your job as a human. And so there's the perception that she felt slighted, that this white man perceived her as a lower staff because of the color of her skin, and that she wasn't actually a medical student. That's the perception, and that's why she was upset all day long. But what was the reality of it? And I told her this. I said, "You realize what you did, didn't you? It wasn't a white man treated you differently because of the color of your skin. He treated you exactly how he would have treated me because, even, despite the color of your skin. The difference is you denied a hungry man a sandwich because of the color of his skin. Who's the racist? You got to think about that, because if let's think about it like an older black woman who's sick in a hospital bed, and she walks in as a medical student. She says, "Hey, dear, you mind getting me a sandwich?" You know she would have done it. But when it was an older white man and she perceived that he was judging her on the color of her skin, she denied him a sandwich. So when I say sometimes when you claim racism, you are the racist, think about that. The perception was the white man was treating her lesser because of the color of her skin. But the reality was she was denying a sick man a sandwich because of the color of his skin. So let's all think about this for a second, because we are all humans. And I'll tell you what, I don't care who you are, what color you are, what religion, race, sexual orientation, transgenderism, you name it. If you're sick and you want a sandwich, I'm going to get it for you. That's what I do for you. If I perceive that you're looking down on me because of some like attribute of mine, like the Catholic Irish, very few people were as discriminated against as them in history. And if they look down, oh, you're Catholic Irish, I'm not going to treat you the same. I don't care. You're hungry and you're sick. You're getting a sandwich from me. That's what you're going to get, because that's going to make you better. And so think, everybody, just think really hard about it. And God bless you. If you like the contents of these videos, please like or subscribe. And I don't feel like I'm done with this video right now. Yeah. Perception is very important. If you perceive anger and hate all over the place, your narrative is off, because most people are not hateful. Most people are not angry. And if you treat people differently based upon your perception of how they view you, you may indeed be harboring feelings of hate towards other people. Think about that. Okay, well, please like or subscribe. Have a nice night. Get to Mass, pray the daily rosary, and certainly get the confession. Use the sacrament as much as you can. Well, not as much as you need, not as much as you can. Don't overdo it. You might become scrupulous. Oh, we'll have a video of that one day too. God bless and take care.